So I'm sitting here right in our usual spot, staring at this absolute mountain of comics on the table. And I'm sipping my taro milk tea, which is absolute oishi today, by the way. The tapioca pearls are perfect. And I just had this realization, a really terrifying one, actually. I looked at you, then I looked at the news on my phone, and then I looked back at you and I thought, if the world ends tomorrow, like if the dead start walking and society just, collapses, I honestly don't know if I trust you to watch my back.
Wow. Okay. That is deeply hurtful. And frankly, it's a statistically inaccurate statement.
Statistically inaccurate.
Yes. I am excellent at logistics. I have a bug-out bag in my trunk right now. I have a spreadsheet. It calculates the caloric density of various canned goods. I am the person you want in a crisis.
A spreadsheet is great. Love a good spreadsheet, but we are talking about a zombie apocalypse. Capital Z, capital A, the Romero kind, the Walking Dead kind. And in that scenario, you can't just have a spreadsheet. You need a squad. You need a team of 5 who can hold the line when the hordes are banging on the doors of the shopping mall.
Okay. I see where this is going.
We've been reading through the Ordered Omnibus, right? Specifically that really interesting, kind of dark sweet spot of Marvel history between, November 2003 and February 2004.
That's the one.
And I think we need to put this knowledge to the test.
Yeah.
We need to draft our survival teams right now, using only the characters from this specific stack of comics on the table.
A tactical assessment of fictional characters based solely on their canon feats during this specific publishing window.
Exactly.
So we're treating these comics not as stories, but as resumes for survival.
Resumes for the end of the world. The rules are simple. We each get 5 slots. The pool is limited to what's right here. Runaways, Thanos, The Punisher, Spider-Man, Ultimate Fantastic Four, Wolverine. All the stuff we've been deep diving into. The win condition is simple. Whose team survives the horde? And honestly, just looking at the notes you've already scribbled down on your napkin, I'm already worried. You're frowning at your boba like it's a math problem.
I am analyzing the variables. In a zombie scenario, sentimentality is death. Morality is a liability. You need power that operates on a cosmic scale. You need someone who looks at a horde of the undead and doesn't see people. They see an equation to be balanced.
Okay, let's unpack this, because I have a feeling you're about to ruin our friendship with this draft. Welcome to the Reason and Hype Zombie Apocalypse Special. Let's jump into round 1, the heavy hitter. You need an anchor, someone who can clear the board. Who is your first pick?
My first pick, drafted directly from the pages of the Thanos Solo Series, Volume 1, Issues 1 through 5, is the Mad Titan himself, Thanos.
Honto, really? You are starting your survival team with a supervillain.
He's not.
And not just any villain, but the guy who is famously in love with death, as in the literal personification of death. That feels like inviting the zombies in for tea.
You're falling for the meme, not the text. Hear me out. If you actually analyze the source material we covered, specifically Jim Starlin's run in early 2004, Thanos is in a very unique, very nuanced headspace. He's not doing the snap his fingers and destroy half the universe routine right now. He explicitly tells Adam Warlock that he is seeking balance. He acts more like a pragmatic survivor than a chaotic, evil villain.
He destroyed Rigel 3. We read that issue. He surrendered to the Rigellians just to manipulate them and destroy their planetary defenses.
Which proves my point perfectly. He's a master tactician. He surrendered to get inside their defenses, to assess the threat, and then he neutralized it. But here's the smoking gun. The specific reason he is on my zombie squad. It's what happens in Thanos issue #5, the showdown with Galactus.
Okay, I have to admit, seeing Thanos go toe-to-toe with Galactus was an epic moment. But how does fighting a giant space god help us against, shambling corpses?
It wasn't just a fight, it was a containment protocol. In this arc, Thanos realizes that the hunger, this multidimensional parasite that consumes entire realities, is trying to enter our universe.
Right.
And how is it trying to get in? Through Galactus' ship.
Wait, let's connect this for you listening. The hunger. It's a consuming, mindless entity that eats everything in its path, right? Like a zombie horde, but for planets.
Precisely. It is the ultimate zombie metaphor, but on a cosmic scale. It doesn't want to conquer, it wants to feed. It wants to turn our universe into a dead husk. And how does Thanos handle this threat? Does he panic? No. He manipulates Galactus, a being far, far stronger than him, into helping him. And when the situation becomes critical, when the parasite is about to breach the hull, Thanos blows up Galactus' ship.
He blew up the ship of a cosmic entity. I couldn't believe that when I read it.
He realized that to save the ocean, sometimes you have to burn the lifeboat. He tricked Galactus into a position where the only option was to destroy the portal. If Thanos can outsmart a hunger parasite from another dimension that tricks gods, a shambling corpse is not going to be a problem. He sees the big picture. Plus, I mean, think about the durability factor.
True. I guess zombies aren't biting through titanium skin.
Exactly. He tanked a blast from Galactus in that issue. He is effectively immune to infection. He's the ultimate tank. He can walk through the Horde untouched while blasting them with cosmic energy. He is objectively the safest pick on the board.
I just feel like he would sacrifice the rest of the team as bait just to test a hypothesis about infection rates.
Only if it was statistically necessary for the survival of the group leader.
Which is you.
Me.
That is not reassuring. You're building a team of monsters. Okay, my turn. I am going for the complete opposite energy. I want power, yes, but I want inspiration. I want a leader who makes me want to survive, not just a calculus equation of death.
Right.
From the pages of the mighty Thor, specifically the reigning arc, I choose King Thor.
Interesting choice. You mean the future version we saw glimpses of? The one who has effectively taken over Earth.
The one who has taken responsibility. We saw in the source material that this version of Thor is dealing with a threat line where he effectively rules Earth to protect it. He has the Odin power. Right. For you listening, that isn't just Thor being strong. That is the full magical might of his father Odin flowing through him. He has the durability zombies aren't biting through Asgardian skin, same as Thanos, but he also has the ultimate AoE.
The AoE.
Area of effect damage. If we are surrounded by thousands of zombies, Thanos might blast a few with precision beams or maybe punch a line through them. But Thor calls down the storm. He summons the lightning and clears the entire grade in seconds. Zach, done.
I have to push back on this, though. The reigning arc shows a Thor who is, well, he's deeply emotionally compromised. He's detached from humanity because he feels he knows better.
He's a king.
He's practically a dictator in that story. He's imposing Asgardian values on humans who didn't ask for it.
He's a protector. He looks at his people and says, I will not let you fall, even if I have to hold you up by the scruff of your neck. In a zombie apocalypse, when morale is low and people are panicking, you need a god on your side. You need someone who looks like hope. Thanos looks like a purple nihilist who might decide you're mathematically irrelevant.
I suppose if you want to rely on magic and hammers, that's your prerogative. But when the virus mutates, or when the magic fades, I'll take the guy who knows Titanian science. But let's move to round 2. This is where the draft gets real. This is the logistics and tactics round.
This is usually where I pick the plucky strategist, the guy with the map. But just looking at your face, I have a feeling you're going dark again.
Not dark. Efficient. Amateurs talk strategy. Professionals talk logistics. And there is one man in the November 2003 to February 2004 stack who he defines preparation. He doesn't have cosmic powers. He doesn't have a magic hammer, but he dismantled a team of superheroes like they were Lego bricks. I select Frank Castle.
The Punisher.
Azukashi. Oh my God, no, absolutely not. He is a psychopath.
He's a professional.
Did you read The Punisher Volume 4, specifically the Confederacy of Dunce's arc? He fights the good guys.
He didn't just fight them, he humiliated them. That is the point. We're talking about Punisher issues #33 through #37. Frank Castle single-handedly takes apart a team consisting of Daredevil, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. It was so brutal.
That is a god-tier tactical feat for a man with no superpowers. He isn't stronger than them. He is just smarter, more ruthless, and infinitely more prepared.
He's just mean. He blew Wolverine's face off with a shotgun, point blank.
Wolverine heals. It's fine. It slowed him down, which was the objective. But we need to talk about the nuke option.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
This is the single most important tactical detail in our entire stack of comics. It's the reason Frank is on my team. Do you remember what he was keeping in his basement during that arc?
I tried to block it out because it was so disturbing. It was Bruce Banner.
It was Bruce Banner. Frank Castle found a drugged, amnesiac Bruce Banner, the Hulk wandering the streets.
Yeah.
And what did Frank do? Did he call the Avengers? Did he take him to a hospital? No. He hid him in his basement. And he was feeding him stew. But not just any stew.
It was explosive stew. This is so messed up.
It is brilliant. He was feeding him C4 plastic explosives, week after week. Just, seasoning the beef and potatoes with high-grade explosives. Because Frank knew that if Banner ever hulked out and he couldn't control him, he needed a kill switch. And when the moment came, when the Hulk started to emerge, click, the Hulk goes down with a bellyache.
You are looking at a man who feeds explosives to a confused scientist and saying, yes, this is my best friend for the apocalypse.
I'm saying that in a zombie apocalypse, you don't need a hero who hesitates. You don't need someone who debates the ethics of resource allocation. You need the guy who puts C4 in the stew. Frank Castle prepares for everything. If the zombies evolve, he has a plan. If the team turns, he has a plan. He is the ultimate insurance policy.
He is a liability. He hates superpowers. He's going to look at Thanos on your team and try to shoot him in the eye.
Frank respects efficiency. He and Thanos might actually get along. They're both mission-oriented. Frank secures the perimeter. Thanos secures the skyline. It's perfect.
You are completely delusional. Okay, my pick for tactics. I am not going with a lone wolf psychopath who seasons his food with explosives. I am going with synergy. I am picking the Runaways.
The whole team. Wait, that's cheating. That's like 6 picks in one slot.
It counts as one slot. They come as a package deal in Runaways Volume 1. You can't separate them. And here's why they win. Adaptability and trust.
They're children. They're a bunch of teenagers running away from home.
They're children who took down the Pride, a supervillain cabal that effectively ran Los Angeles for decades. But specifically, look at issues #7 through #10, the Ark, with Topher.
Yes. The vampire.
Exactly. Topher was a vampire. He seduced the team, he infiltrated them, he turned them against each other. He is undead, he is, zombie adjacent. And what did the Runaways do? They figure it out. Alex Wilder, who, by the way, is a tactical genius on par with Frank Castle but doesn't blow people up for fun. He coordinated the team using walkie-talkies and pure strategy.
Alex Wilder's smart, I'll give you that.
And look at the utility. Nico Minoru has the Staff of One, which gives us magical utility for literally anything we can imagine. Gert has Old Lace, a genetically engineered dinosaur.
A dinosaur is just a large target for zombies. It's a lot of meat.
It's a velociraptor that follows telepathic commands. That is crowd control. That is a massive fear factor. But the kill shot, the real reason I picked them for this specific scenario is Carolina Dean,
The alien.
the Majestanian. In the comics, Topher the vampire bites Carolina, thinking she's just a tasty human.
Yeah.
But her blood is pure solar energy. What happens? He bites her and literally explodes from the inside out. Boom.
It was a very decisive victory, I admit.
She is a walking, talking zombie cure, or at least a perfect defense. If a zombie bites Carolina, the zombie dies. She's our tank and our shield. She glows with the light of the sun. Zombies hate that.
Okay, I will admit the solar blood is a strong countermeasure against the undead. However, you're relying on a group of teenagers who spend half the comic arguing about their parents and their crushes. I seem to recall a very awkward kiss between Alex and Nico in the middle of a tactical insertion.
It's a shonen arc. The bonds of friendship and romance are what keep them alive. That's their strength.
Or get them distracted while a zombie chews on their ankle. In a survival situation, drama is death. My team has no drama. Frank doesn't date. Thanos is over his ex.
Your team has no soul. My team trusts each other. Your team is just waiting to stab each other in the back.
Trust is a luxury. Competence is a necessity. Which leads us to round 3, the heart and morale, or as I like to call it, the who keeps us sane round.
I'm going first this time because I need to wash the taste of that C4 stew out of my mouth. I am picking the absolute heart of the Marvel Universe. I am picking Spider-Man.
Peter Parker, a classic choice. But is he tough enough for the apocalypse? He makes a lot of jokes.
It's not about toughness, it's about resilience. Look at Spectacular Spider-Man, specifically the hunger arc we read in this stack. Spidey is fighting Venom. Now, the Venom symbiote in this arc is acting like a mindless, consuming monster. It's pure hunger. It is, again, a perfect zombie metaphor.
And Spidey tries to save Eddie Brock.
Exactly. Even when the thing is trying to eat his brain, Peter's trying to save the man inside. That is the moral compass we need. If we lose our humanity surviving the zombies, did we really survive? He reminds us that there were people inside those monsters.
That sounds like a great way to get bitten. Oh, let me try to save this zombie and chomp. You're done.
No, he's smart about it. Look at Amazing Spider-Man #503 and #504. He deals with Morrowind, a Chaos Witch, and Loki.
The Loki interaction was interesting. Loki is not an easy person to manage.
He negotiates. He navigates between a god of mischief and a chaos demon to save innocence. He knows how to de-escalate. He knows how to talk people down. But the real reason, he knows when to call for backup. In the Wolverine crossover we read, Spidey saves Logan in Hell's Kitchen, but he also calls in the X-Men. He isn't too proud to ask for help. That is vital when everything goes wrong.
My counter-argument is that Peter Parker hesitates. If one of your runaways gets bitten, let's say Gert gets nicked by a zombie Spidey, he's going to waste precious time trying to find a cure. He'll agonize over the ethics of putting her down. And in that window, the infection spreads. He can't make the hard call,
He'd find a way. He always finds a way.
or he'd die trying. Which brings me to my pick for brains. You want someone who tries to save people. I want someone who solves the problem entirely. I am drafting Ultimate Reed Richards from Ultimate Fantastic Four issue #1.
The kid version, the one who gets bullied and shoved in lockers.
One who discovered the end zone. For you listening, the Ultimate Universe Reed Richards is a bit different from the classic version with the Grey Temples. He's younger, yes, but he's also unburdened by social norms. He's pure intellect. In that first issue, he teleports a toy car into another dimension, the end zone, and brings it back.
Yeah, and the car came back weird. It was all twisted and altered. It was scary.
It came back altered, but the science was sound. The teleportation worked. This Reed Richards is isolated. He's obsessed with his work. He doesn't care about being popular or being a hero. If the zombie virus is biological, Ultimate Reed solves it in an afternoon. If it's magical, he builds a portal to a dimension where the virus doesn't exist.
War, hear me out. He accidentally opens a portal to the Marvel Zombies universe, which is a real thing in the multiverse, and lets more of them in.
That is a distinct possibility.
It's a probability. This Reed is reckless. He opened a door to a hell dimension just to see if he could. He didn't even tell the teachers.
He's curious, and that curiosity leads to breakthroughs. With Frank Castle guarding the lab door and Thanos providing the cosmic data, Reed has the perfect environment to work. No distractions, no heart, no Spidey making bad jokes, just results.
Your team is terrifying. It's like a villain origin story waiting to happen. You have a mad god, a psychopath, and a mad scientist.
It is a survival algorithm. It is optimized for success. Now, round 4, the wild cards. We need to round out the top 5.
Okay, I have 2 slots left to fill out my squad. I need a scrapper and I need a flag bearer. For my scrapper, I am taking Wolverine.
A solid choice. Specifically, the Wolverine Volume 3 Coyote Crossing version we read.
Yes. This arc was brutal. Logan tracks a drug cartel across the border. He deals with human trafficking and a pregnant smuggler, which was a huge moral gray area in the text. He gets blown up, shot, dragged through the mud.
And his healing factor makes him immune to the zombie virus. That's the key asset. He can't turn.
Exactly. He is the frontline berserker, but it's the ending of that arc that sold me. He brings the newborn baby back. Despite all the violence, despite the darkness of that story, he protects the innocent. He has that samurai code. He won't let the team fall. He's the guy who goes back for the stragglers.
Unless Frank Castle blows his face off again.
Frank is on your team. Keep him on a leash.
Frank's a wild animal. I can only point him in a direction.
And for my final pick, I need someone to lead this chaotic group of teenagers, a god, a spider, and a mutant. I need Captain America. Specifically, the Cap from Volume 4, the Homeland arc.
The Guantanamo Bay issue.
Yeah.
That was a bold narrative choice for the time.
It was so heavy. Cap is put before a treason tribunal. He's in Guantanamo Bay, stripped of his shield, treated like a criminal, and he does not break. He fights for the ideal of America, not the government. I'm loyal to nothing, General, except the dream.
His leadership is undeniable. Even I will admit that.
In a zombie apocalypse, society falls apart, people become savages. Cap keeps us human. He keeps Thor focused because Thor respects Cap. He mentors the runaways. He earns Wolverine's respect. He is the glue. Without him, my team is just a brawl. With him, we are an army.
Very noble. Very. Captain America. But while you are making speeches, I am securing the perimeter. My final picks are about utility and the nuclear option. First, from her solo series, Mystique Volume 1, I choose Mystique.
Raven Darkholme. She's a double agent. She betrays everyone.
She is a survivor. And look at the Tinker Tailor mutant spy arc we read. She dealt with the mutant smallpox virus.
Oh, right. The host. That villain with the weird viral powers.
Exactly. She tricked the villain, the host, by pretending to succumb to the virus. She faked the symptoms, frothing mouth, skin lesions, convinced everyone she was dying, and then revealed she could manipulate her own biology to suppress it.
That's actually perfect for a zombie outbreak. I hate that it's a good pick.
She can walk among them, she can mimic the undead, she can infiltrate the infected zones, find the supplies, and come back without a scratch. She's the scout who never gets caught. She can turn her skin into armor, she can change her scent, she's the ultimate spy in a war against the dead.
But she'll betray you. She always has an angle.
Not if survival is the goal. She wants to live. And for my final pick, I need a weapon. If the horde is too big, if Thanos is busy wrestling a zombie Hulk, if Frank is reloading, I need the nuclear option. From Supreme Power, issues #1 and #2, I choose Hyperion.
Oh, wow. The adult Superman analog, the government weapon.
We saw his origin. raised in a bunker, monitored 247 by the government, completely disconnected from humanity. He doesn't have Clark Kent's Kansas upbringing. He has a mission parameter.
And he has that flash vision.
The flash vision is the key. Remember the scene in the lake? He's looking for something, and he just activates his vision and kills every single fish in the lake.
I remember.
Instantly, just by looking at them. The water boils.
It was so disturbing. It was mass death in a blink.
It was sufficient. If we are surrounded by 1 million zombies, Hyperion floats up, uses flash vision, and the horde is vaporized. He is the delete button. He wipes the slate clean.
He's also barely human. He was raised by a government that lied to him. He doesn't really have a moral compass.
Which fits perfectly with my team. Thanos, Frank Castle, Ultimate Reed, Mystique, Hyperion. We are the solution. We are the cold, hard answer to a terrible question.
You are the nightmare. My team, Thor, Runaways, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America. We are the Avengers of the Apocalypse. We are the people you actually want to be stuck in a mall with.
So, let's run the simulation, the verdict.
Okay, set the scene. We are holed up in a shopping mall. Classic George Romero trope. Surrounded by millions of zombies, the doors are buckling, the glass is cracking.
My team assesses the situation immediately. Ultimate Reed Richards begins analyzing the zombie pathogen. He sets up a lab in, the Radio Shack, stripping parts from stereos to build a scanner.
Ha, of course.
Frank Castle mines the entrances with C4 and claymores. He likely found a sporting goods store and improvised some nasty traps. Thanos floats above the skylight, observing the cosmic energy signatures, waiting for the right moment.
Okay. Meanwhile, my team is reinforcing the doors. Cap is giving a speech that rallies the survivors, because there are always survivors in the mall. The Runaways are using old lace to guard the food court. Spidey is webbing up the windows, cracking jokes to keep the kids from crying. Thor is on the roof, calling down storms to thin the herd outside.
Here's the problem with your team. Here is why you lose. You have too many ethics.
Excuse me? Ethics are why we survive.
No. A provider runs up to the glass doors. They are screaming for help. They're banging on the glass. But one of them is hiding a bite mark on their arm.
Spidey lets them in. Of course he does.
Exactly. Spidey lets them in because he wants to save everyone. Cap argues they deserve a fair trial or medical attention. We don't leave people behind. The infection enters the stronghold.
Wolverine would smell the infection. He'd sniff it out.
Maybe. But would Cap let Wolverine pop his claws on a civilian? There's hesitation, arguments, drama. Don't kill him, Logan. We can save him. And in that 5 seconds of arguing, the survivor turns. The infection spreads inside. Your team argues about ethics while the virus eats them from within. They die heroes, sure, but they die.
That is grim. Okay, but consider this. Your team implodes from ego.
How so?
Thanos decides Reed is annoying. Reed is ordering him around, telling him to move a heavy collider or something. Thanos, who is a cosmic being, gets annoyed and teleports Reed into a black hole.
That's a non-zero probability. I'll grant you that.
Then Frank Castle realizes Thanos is a monster. Frank hates monsters. He tries to put C4 in Thanos' stew. Thanos realizes this and turns Frank into a potted plant. Mystique sees the chaos, realizes there is no leadership, and shapeshifts into a zombie just to sneak away and save herself. Hyperion gets bored and flies into space to find a new planet. Your team has zero cohesion.
Cohesion is secondary to raw capability.
No, it's everything. My team survives because they trust each other. When the walls fall, Thor holds the line not because it's tactical, but because he promised Cap he would. Spidey swings in to save the Runaways because that's what heroes do. We might die. We might go down fighting, but we go down as a family. Your team survives alone in a bunker, eating explosive stew and hating each other.
When you put it that way, eating explosive stew alone does sound depressing.
Right?
I will admit your team is instantly more fun to watch. It would make a better anime. The Nakamai energy, the power of friendship, is very strong with your draft.
Yada, I knew you had a heart under all that logic.
However, strictly speaking, my team probably survives longer. But at what cost? Perhaps the cost of their humanity.
And that is the deep dive. Survival isn't just breathing, it's living with yourself afterwards.
That was surprisingly deep for a zombie draft.
So listeners, that's our draft, but we want to hear from you. We need to know who really won this thing.
That's right. This is the call to arms. Head to the comments section. Using only the Marvel comics from the stack we discussed, November 2003 to February 2004, draft your own team of 5.
But a fair warning, there is one rule. If you pick X-Statics, you are already dead.
Seriously, do not pick X-Statics. We read X-Statics issues, #13 through #18. Henrietta Hunter coming back from the dead. The Eurotrash Assassins. It is pure chaos.
That team is a reality show train wreck waiting to happen. You draft them, you get eaten while you're arguing about your camera angles and your sponsorship deals.
And you know my theory about the creator.
Oh, here we go, the conspiracy theory.
The creator, the writer, hates ecstatics. It's obvious. He barely covers them without sighing. He wants them to fail.
He just appreciates structure, and ecstatics is the opposite of structure. Anyway, draft your teams, subscribe to survive.
And let us know who wins. The Solution or the Avengers of the Apocalypse.
I think we all know the answer. It's the one with the dinosaur. Now let's go get a refill on this boba. I need more tapioca pearls to fuel my rage against your Frank Castle pick.
I'll drive. I want to check the perimeter of the parking lot, just in case.
You're hopeless.